Hello, everyone. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
Today, we're going to talk about how and why the WNBA is a public relation disaster. Welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do. Rob, we went through this before in another video. I gave the history of the WNBA a little bit. And the first couple of years, it did okay.
Mhm.
And then they started saying, hey, we need to get paid more, even though there was really not enough revenue to justify that because the NBA was sponsoring it, basically. They're a welfare league. And that turned off a lot of people. And I think other attitudes turned off a lot of people. And they've been struggling ever since, even though the last couple of years had gone up just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Caitlin Clark came on the scene. And they have this gift from God, I guess you would call it, an opportunity to finally grow quickly and explode.
Mm-hmm.
And they're blowing it, obviously.
Totally.
The question is why?
Well, totally, Mark. I mean, so you got Caitlin Clark coming in, but you also have other players coming in. I mean, you could have marketed out. I mean, first thing I would have just done Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. I mean, all the star rookies coming into the league, and to start big time promoting these young players coming into the league, and then go from there. But then their major goof of the public relations is that they promoted one person, which they should have. It was Caitlin Clark. No, not it's not her fault. But then people got jealous of that they did that. Oh, how come you don't promote the black players? What's wrong with that? How come you don't do this? How come what does she think she is? And that hurt their public relations. And then you had a commissioner who sits back and, well, everything is good. We're a fiscal league. I mean, Mark, I can go on and on about what they did wrong. I mean,
it's so funny. I just thought of something. It's like they never say, what about the lesbian players? They always say, what about the black players don't get enough publicity? They never say, why don't the lesbian players get more publicity? Right. I don't know. I just thought of that. That just came to my head. I need to put some more thought into that, why it never comes up, because it's clearly more than 50% lesbian from what we can tell. I don't care what sexuality they are. I just think it's curious. They never say, well, why don't we get more? Because Caitlin Clark seems to be straight. She's got a boyfriend. There's no indication she's not. So that seems to be an underlying current as part of the demographics and having to do with the dynamics going on here. So I thought, Rob, there's a lot of things going on here. Number one, the commissioner did not have a sports background. She had a marketing background and a business background. And they brought her in, and she doesn't have a law degree either. I always think it's better when a commissioner has a law degree. The best two commissioners in my lifetime has been Paul Tagliabue and David Stern. They both had law degrees. Roger Goodell, who's awful, does not have a law degree. So I'm just giving you an instant where I think it's an advantage to law degree. They can handle the legal aspects of it better and understand the repercussions of moves they make having to do with the league. But I don't think that's her major shortcoming. No. Her major shortcoming is she knows how to market things and people, but she doesn't know how to change the product so she can market it easier. That's what she's not done in 5 years. And we talked about this in another video where it's prison ball. And in 5 years, they haven't tried to clean up the physicality of the league. And I would say over physicality of the league. And it's too rough for people's tastes. It's more physical than any basketball league in the world, as far as I can tell.
And also with marketing, you got to know how to promote a new product coming in. And so you have new product. I mean, not just Caitlin Clark. You have new products. Angel Reese. She's a social media right there. She has the commissioner has no clue how to use social media and bring in the youth. So I mean, that's fine. Bring in Caitlin Clark, and she's the face of the WNBA right now. You're promoting it, but I mean, bring along other aspects and other players into it. But I mean, she doesn't know how to. I don't know who her person is as far as dealing with that and promotions and things like that, but they're not doing a very good job.
Rob, if they seem to want to downplay Caitlin Clark and hold her back, when of course that's hurting them. And then public relations disaster number one was not putting in the Olympic team. But if I was in charge, I would make a videotape of Caitlin Clark's passes and logo threes, and I would promote the hell out of that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The reason people watch Caitlin Clark, the main reason, there's a little bit because she's white, But the main reason they watch her is because how exciting she is as a player. And the reason she's exciting is because of the logo threes, the threes, her competitiveness, and her great passing, her court vision. That's what makes people want to watch her. She's unique. And they have this golden child, and they want to push it off to the side and say, what about us? What about us? What about us? You'll get the attention if you allow this person to shine. I'm not saying don't guard her or anything like that.
Right.
But promote her. And don't be afraid to say nice things about her just because she's already getting a lot of attention, a lot of publicity, and a lot of praise from other people.
And then on the other side of public relations, halt this hate, immediately, especially if you get it from former players or even coaches, halt the hate stuff coming in. Don't promote that. Just let someone say something and then let it slide. You got to stop. You have to stop it. Like you said, stop it.
Right.
Nip it in the bud so it won't bring down your league. That also hurts you in relations.
I mean, you've got the coach of the Olympic team, Cheryl Reeve, who wanted to do just the opposite. First, she wanted to say, hey, you got to give us attention too, and we're not the only ones involved. We know that, but what you're doing when you're saying that is saying, oh, don't promote this person who you need to be promoting in the preseason. It was a preseason game that they were televising, which is the right move to do. And she's criticizing the right marketing move, so enemies within. And then she gets on after they won the Commissioner's Cup and said, you got to watch us. You got to watch us. We don't care what you think. Well, why would we want to watch you now if you don't care what we think? You don't care about us. That was a disaster, that press conference.
Yeah,
if I was the commissioner, I would have brought her in her office and say, what are you doing?
Right. I mean, that's another thing. So you're promoting the team. So you got a star player coming in, and also, hey, we got this league here, the WNBA, Aces, Liberty, Lynx. Come on down and what? I mean, you got to be like a BT Barnum. If you're gonna get your league going, you got to be PT Barnum. You're losing money. The coaches are making more than the players. What more? I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, even Coach Side, she's a disaster in public relations, where she's throwing her players underneath the bus all the time.
Right.
I don't know what to say, but they've been bad at this from the very beginning. Asia Wilson, when she started claiming that race was a huge factor, well, people got turned off by that because it's not a huge factor as to Caitlin Clark's success. And it made her look bad. And she's, supposedly the face of the league before Caitlin Clark came around because she's the best player, supposedly. I guess she is. She looks that way this year. Last year, she didn't get the MVP, but she probably is the best player. Mm-hmm. And so when you got the best player saying, things like that, and people are offended by that. Like I was offended by that because she made it sound like I'm only watching Caitlin Clark because she's white, which I'm not. First of all, for me, it's zero interest in the fact that she's white and why I'm watching it. So I was offended by that, and that turned me off to her in the league.
So instead of embracing, she could be the Asia Wilson could be the promotion. Like, hey, we got this person coming into the league, and you make it like a little. This is gonna be a good challenge for her. She's a great ball player. She's this, but she's coming into our WNBA. But so let's see if we can get this going. I mean, there's so many things you could do from that aspect as far as promoting. Just themselves, the players themselves, just sitting back whining. Oh, how come you don't give me a sneaker deal? How come you didn't? Well, because maybe you should talk to a better agent to get you to better get you out there. So that's not Caitlin Clark's fault.
And it wasn't all about race. Almost all the shoe deals originally were black players in the league. So it wasn't a totally racist thing. Now, in recent times, there were white players. And Caitlin Clark did get one, but guess what? A lot of black players straight out of college in the NBA got shoe deals without them putting one step into a WNBA court. So it happens all the time in basketball if they think the shoes will sell. If the players are likable. Well, I found AJ Wilson not likable after she made that comment. Yeah. So, would I want my daughter to buy a pair of shoes of hers? No. Exactly. Sorry. After that comment, Brianna Stewart, Caitlin Clark's not even great or not can be considered one of the greats if she doesn't win a championship.
Yeah.
That UConn elitism that's going on now throughout the league.
Elitism, yeah.
All the things that Diana Taurasi said. The things where they don't protect the players with the refs. I mean, the refs have not been corrected in their behavior. Forget about the fact that they're lousy. Okay, that's one problem. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they don't protect the players and call the game better so that it's not prison ball.
Right, and that's the main promotion. You're trying to promote your league and your players, yet you're not protecting them at all from injuries, and you just shove it off as that's part of the game, or we're a physical league. No, that's not gonna make it. And then the main thing, Mark, you're trying to say the fans. It's the fans' fault. It's our fault.
Caitlin Clark's fans have been blamed for in 5 different ways since she's come into the league. Talk about wanting to turn off the fans. Blame the fans? Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. And I guess the comments that I've read is that they're too much into identity politics and things like that. And, so too much wokeness. Now, I don't have a problem with wokeness. It's overly wokeness is what I have a problem with. But that's what people are turned off to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you want fans, but then you want to say then the fans can't make any comments because they have to do their homework. I mean, what a way to turn off. If you're trying to do public relations, you've definitely blown it.
Yeah, I would talk to ESPN myself and say, quit selling this narrative that we can't criticize the WNBA just because we don't know the whole history behind it. And that's the other thing, Rob. Their idea of promotion is to keep repeating the same thing over and over again, which is not different than any other league in the world. They keep saying, we got the best players in the world. Big deal. Every league has the best players in the world that we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's what when the commissioner had that press conference and she was answering questions, she used the word best 4 times in 2 paragraphs. And we get that you have a history. Every league has a history. We get that the players before this, who are all women, were the foundation of the league and promoted the league and had the history of the league. We get that, but that's in every league. So that's not unique. That's not a good promotional tool because it's not unique to your league. No. What's unique to your league right now is Caitlin Clark, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, sorry. That's the way it is. So go with it. Why not go? I wouldn't care about the other players too bad. I'm trying. I'm in the business of making money for the league and promoting my league. If the other players can't deal with that, that's just too bad. And like I said, if they try to speak out, I would call them and look, you don't get it. You're going to get the same thing. I'm promoting this, but with the games you play against her to sold out arenas, which you've never had, your average has been about 6,000, and some of you have only had 3,000. So the Fevers only had 3,000, and now they're 16,000.
Rob, they're trying to say, "Oh, we've been growing all along, and we're exploding because this is that." Stop it. Kelsey Plum was on the other day after the game. She said, "Oh yeah, we get these attendance games like this 20,000 all the time." No, they didn't. They had 13,000 for their playoffs. This was 20,000. Quit saying there's no change because Caitlin Clark attendance is giving them more. She's selling out almost every game she goes to in a way. Her home attendance is up by 13,000. Just admit it. I don't know.
Just admit their away teams have to move their games to from their little rinky-dink arenas to the Capital One arena.
Right. And then when they got the charter flights, and the reason they got that was over 95% because of Caitlin Clark. And because she immediately increased the revenue. The tickets went up from $20 to $200 the day after she declared that she was going to go in the WNBA that year. In addition, they sold a lot more tickets. In addition, she has got TV rights, suddenly went from 1 or 2 games last year in the Fever to 36 games, including major network games. So that's additional revenue that she brought in immediately, way over 25 million. And all it was for the charter flights for this year is 25 million. So we know it's because of Caitlin Clark. Just admit it. You don't have to thank her or anything like that, but don't try to pretend that's not why it happened, because it turns everybody off.
She's going to be the Kurt Flood of the WNBA.
I don't understand. And, quit pretending there's not a Caitlin Clark effect, because there clearly is. Like, we could all see it. It doesn't even matter if you're a Caitlin Clark fan. A bright 12-year-old or a dumb 70-year-old can see what's going on. So no matter how much you try to twist it and spin it around and say like fake reasons why she's not on the Olympic team, or all this stuff, pretending that there's not an agenda against Caitlin Clark in the league, it's not fooling anybody. That's bad public relations. So when you start lying to the public, they get totally turned off. I don't know why they can't see that.
Yeah. So also, why not bring in the previous players, star players that have been in the league, do like quick little, hey, are you guys ready for a new league? Are you ready for new players? Just little 10-second blurbs before just promote the WNBA. You know, I mean, that would be a great idea.
Rob, that hit the nail on the head. Take someone like Lisa Leslie, who likes Caitlin Clark and says she should be on the Olympic team. Get her doing a commercial and then show the fast break offense that Caitlin Clark likes to run instead of this prison ball, and just say, are you ready for a new league? You ready for some excitement? You ready for the future?
Exactly. Right. Future.
Instead, they're trying to say, you guys have to like what we played all along. No, we don't. And no one did like it. That's why you weren't successful. No. That's why this league is a public relations disaster. They don't see that the future is good for them. It's mind-boggling to me how dumb they are. Yeah. And it starts with the commissioner, because the commissioner, I mean, I'm sure she has a public relations, executive that's in charge of it, but it comes down for her. She's got a marketing background. Why can't she see this? I'm convinced she's worse than Roger Goodell as a commissioner, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, they can
that's bad. I think Roger Goodell is awful.
Yeah, I mean, they can promote. We got excitement. We got speed. We got rebounding. We got hustle. So just show them driving on the floor. How easy is that to do? It's very easy to do.
And I'm not saying don't promote the other great players in the league. Obviously, promote them. But highlight Caitlin Clark, because that's what's bringing the people in, and that's what's going to keep them here in the future. People followed her to the WNBA knowing she wasn't going to have a one-year career unless they kill her, unless they injure her. So you have a potential to keep these players in the league as fans for 15, 20 years just because of Caitlin Clark. Now, they'll appreciate all the other players. Eventually. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't demand it. So I don't know what.
But Mark, I don't understand. Mark, like I said, when you got people who've never even seen a WNBA game, the young men I work with, if I mention Caitlin Clark, they go, "Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, you mean the one that plays for WNBA?" They'll never watch a WNBA game, but they've heard of her. And they don't even watch the game.
Right. Well, I don't know what to say, Rob, but they need to clean up the league and they need to market it better. Yeah. And they don't seem to want to do either. They want to
the public
they
relations.
Want to say we're going to say.
Relations.
Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, it starts with public relations.
Right. Well, public relations and changing the type of basketball they play.
Right.
Which Caitlin Clark wants to play. And, other players, not just her, but other players too. Some of these, Juju Watkins is coming up, and she likes to play fast-paced basketball too. And guess what? Change the league for her too. It's not about a white player. You see how athletic Juju Watkins is. She plays fast-paced. She's not the passer Caitlin Clark is, but she's exciting in that sense. So that she doesn't come dribble down the court real slow and then put it into the post. No, she makes
those days are long gone in basketball. Those days of bringing the ball. Sometimes you slow the pace down a little bit, but those days of dinosaur basketball are gone.
And being too physical. People don't want to see women with bloody noses. That's ridiculous. Ruptured eardrum by Caitlin Clark. Asia Wilson 3 times got knocked in the face, was bleeding. People don't want to see that. I want to see that. I'll watch MMA. Really?
Or WWE.
What WWE? That's it's even worse. But that's just
even worse.
So, anyways, I guess I could go on forever on how stupid this league is, and how bad they are at marketing, and how stubborn they are, I guess is the best word to be.
As we say, setting their ways. There we go. Setting their ways.
Right. They have this little community, but what they don't realize is their community is not popular. So they have to change if they want to be more popular, or stop complaining about your salary then if you're not willing to change.
They have to go outside the box, Mark. They have to, instead of staying in their little box, they have to go outside and see, open their eyes and see what's going on. This is, I think I've said this before. This is the year they really should get into it. They should really notice, hey, we got something going. We can get this back. We can get the WNBA back on track here. This is the time to do it.
I can't believe the commissioner has a marketing background, that she was brought in to market it to other people. It's not, it's your product and how you market it. They have two mistakes. If I was a commissioner, I would have hired additional marketing staff or additional marketing company or something like that to figure out how to market this unique talent, Caitlin Clark. They obviously didn't do that because they did nothing to market her other than put her on some TV games. They didn't even want to. I don't even see commercials. A bunch of commercials with Caitlin Clark advertised. I see, welcome to the W. Welcome. We did this, and then they try to show everybody. They don't even show Caitlin Clark most of the time. It's like, my God, how stupid is that?
Yeah, it's horrible.
You know when LeBron came into the league, the NBA promoted him. When Shaq came into the league, the NBA promoted him. Why?
Right.
It's good marketing sense. It was simple. You didn't need to be a genius to do it. Well, David Stern was a genius in marketing, but that's why. Just any other league does that. They promote their exciting rookies.
Yeah, it's very sad. Very sad.
And I'm not saying don't promote the other rookies, Sue, Angel Reese fans and all that, but she hasn't gotten much promotion either.
Right.
A lot of self-promotion by her, but I don't know about promotion from the league.
Well, if no one, so you got to promote yourself if they're not going to do it.
I guess. And every time I see some of these press conferences by the women, it seems like, and even the coaches, they're a disaster. They need to hire a public relations firm and teach the women, the whole league that's related to the league, the women that play, the coaches, and the commissioner, how to speak to the public on how to promote the league and make the league look better. Because they do everything wrong in how they speak to the public and are really turning off fans. When they got this golden child, they can make everybody eat better.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, exactly. It's right there. It's right there in front of them. Right there in front of them. It's right there in front of their face.
Oh, we should end on that then, I guess.
Yes.
Rob. Good line. Stop it, Rob. Don't do that. Let us know what you think. Did I miss anything? I probably missed some other public relations disaster they have, but that we can have an hour-long video, and who wants to watch an hour-long video of us? We're not that interesting. Well, maybe we are. Who knows?
We're better than the bobbleheads and ESPN, that's for sure. At least we put it out there.
We got so far. Better than
we put it out there. At least they don't. They're afraid to put it out there.
Well, because we're objective, Rob. That's the main reason. And we're smarter too, I think. It's not hard to be smarter than the people running the WNBA, though. Like I said, a bright 12-year-old can figure this out. People don't even have to be smart or be knowledgeable to know what they like and how they like to be treated. And people can feel it.
Look, to end it, I'm sorry, Mark. Do a focus group. Why not do a focus group?
Rob, you're doing logic again. Stop it.
Oh, there I go again. Oh.
You can't do that. You can't use your brain in this circumstance. You have to do the same thing you've been doing for 28 years that didn't work that's what you have to do, apparently.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, that's our take for today. How sad. This is pathetic. It's just pathetic. Anyways, let us know what you think in the comments below, and I guess you're probably going to agree with us on this. It's not seems rather obvious to me, but who knows? Maybe you don't. And feel free to make intelligent, non-insulting comments. And if you like this video, hit the like button. We're almost close to 2,000 subscribers, growing pretty fast, but we need your help. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell at the same time. And join us for our live shows, which is going to be 2 hours now, Eastern time, Mondays, 6 to 8, except major holidays and the 2 weeks during the Olympics, because we're going to do live shows for 14 straight days from July 27th to August 10th from 2 to 5, again, Eastern time, because that's when it's going to be prime time in Paris for the marquee events. And we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Peace out.